If you want all the latest news of NBA 2K and also NBA in general, you should follow me on my Twitter account at PackHoopsYT. Not only that, I do giveaways all the time when it comes to VC, games, and also even consoles. So check it out, follow me, and see you there. ¿Qué pasa to the pack? It's back here. I have a very small little roster update to talk to you guys about, and that's dragic. He's finally found a home for the season, and I'm going to break down what to expect, what's the ratings looking like, and how the Nets have kind of rebuilt their team in just, the trade deadline. It's kind of exciting. So before the video starts, please be an OG, join the pack, and subscribe if you like all this kind of content when it comes to ratings and rosters. That's what I do every single day. So check it out and leave a like on the video because it helps videos grow. It's essential. Okay? Wait. This video is sponsored by BenQ. BenQ is a company that sells monitor lights. Now, what these lights do is that you put them on top of your monitor, and if it is not dimmed well, or if it's a monitor that doesn't really have great lighting, you can turn it on and it brightens it up. You can do so many different things. You can change the warmth. So let's say you want a little more hues of red or hues of blue. You can change it up however you want. And on top of that, it can light up your desk during when it's dark. So it is a very nice screen light that can also be a lamp. It's clutch. I think they did a really good job with this, and you should check it out. You can see all their links in the description, so you should check them out for yourself to see if you want one. Now, on to the video of dragic. Let me paint the picture for you. So dragic this season had refused to play for the Raptors. He was on the Miami Heat, traded to the Raptors, and for personal reasons, he had said that he was not going to play for the Raptors. Right? I have zero understanding why that's the case. Maybe he doesn't like the cold. I don't know. That wouldn't make sense in Brooklyn either. But I just for whatever reason, I looked up everywhere. All it said was that he had told the Raptors for personal reasons he was not going to play for the team. Very odd. I guess you could argue they didn't need him and he wanted a bigger role. I don't know. I mean, dragic has always been a pretty legit player that gets a lot of time, and maybe he wasn't going to get that on the Raptors. I couldn't tell you. But so he gets traded to the Spurs. The Spurs waive him, right? Because they didn't need him either. And the Nets go ahead and sign him. Now, they made this decision because you need to take a look at this team. It is very essential that they have signed dragic, right? So dragic is 76 overall. I know he says he's injured, but ignore it because he's not. Okay? And ignore Ben Simmons being injured because he's not. Now, KD is injured for a little bit. He should be coming back. But take a look at this team without injuries, right? You have Kevin Durant, who is hurt, but he will come back. You have Kyrie Irving, right, who can only play half of the games, which is a very unfortunate situation for the Nets. So they're down on a guard situation. Ben Simmons, who we don't even know when he's going to decide to play again. So we're also waiting for him to come back, right? And the Nets, remember, the Nets have to make the playoffs this season. Like it's championship or bust for this team. I'm just going to keep it real with you. They've had Andre Drummond. We'll talk about the rest of the team in a little bit. But in terms of guards, it's like you have Steph Curry, who's a constant. And besides that, you have no one else on this team. I guess it's like Patty Mills and Seth Curry are your only guards that are showing up every night. Everyone else is a question mark. So when you add a veteran presence like dragic, who's 35 years old and is a career 16-point per game scorer, right? 14-point per game scorer. I mean, it's not a bad call. You get him for basically cheap, right? You have him for 1 year. Hope he works out. Now, realistically, he's going to be the backup point guard to Kyrie or Patty Mills. I guess he'd be I don't know. It's just, the thing is, this is a brand new team, so I don't know what they're trying to do. dragic is great. He can do everything besides play defense well, right? Like he can score inside, he can do middies, threes, he play makes well. So he can do everything offensively that they need. And this team was in dire need of two things. When they traded James Harden, they had two major problems. Problem number one was that they had no defensive or rebounding situation. And now when you have Ben Simmons and Andre Drummond who can both play defense and rebound, you fix that problem, right? Now that you have some height, you can play some defense and you can rebound. Awesome. What's problem number two? Problem number two is they had no depth in the shooting department, right? You had Kyrie Irving who's only playing half the games and KD. That was it. So, and Patty Mills, who was the only other person on this team that was doing well. In fact, Patty Mills was the third leading scorer on this team for a while because they were lacking in talent so much. But now that you had Seth Curry, which is a W, you add another player that can shoot threes and is a guard. Oh, guess what? You also add dragic, who can also shoot threes and is a guard. And look at that. All of a sudden, you've added depth to this team, which makes the formula for championship is all right here. Assuming everyone shows up to play and everyone is healthy, you can win a championship now. That's basically what this is. And Goran Dragic is kind of like the icing on the cake. It was like, not only did we add all these players to fix a real team, but now we add a backup guard that can seriously perform when playing well. And I promise you, Goran Dragic wasn't sitting on his butt not playing. He was definitely grinding, trying to get better. For when he comes back, he's going to play good basketball. And we know Goran Dragic in the fourth quarter is a demon. So 76 overall, he'd be the tied for the 8th best player on this team, which is pretty solid. I mean, most NBA teams have like 10 players that are in the rotation, so he's going to be a rotation player for sure, probably. And then on top of that, you have him as, in terms of a guard that we know is going to play. So Ben Simmons doesn't count, Kyrie doesn't count. He is considered the #1 point guard on this team today. So if that is the case, this is a massive W for the Nets. But we're going to have to wait and see how this plays out. Everyone needs to show up. I think the Nets, again, if everyone shows up, should be able to compete for a championship this season. But the priority #1 is getting this team to the playoffs to even give them a chance. And Goran Dragic getting picked up is great because we know he'll play in the regular season. We'll know he'll perform. And maybe help him at least get into the play-in game tournament to at least get a chance to go in the playoffs. And then whoever they play in the playoffs, you'll have to hope that they're good enough in the time. But it's such a weird situation for the Nets. It's a mess. But I think adding this veteran is a W for sure. And I think everyone wants to see Goran Dragic come back. He's excited to watch in the fourth quarter. So that's awesome. I know I kind of went on a ramble here because, to be honest, this is a mess, man. And I want the Nets to succeed. I want to see Kyrie play basketball again. I want to see Ben Simmons thrive. I want to see Goran Dragic maybe win a championship. But they're going to all have to perform. So let me know what you think about this. Let me know about what you think about Goran Dragic. Do you think the Nets adding him is a W or an L? Is it cash or trash? Let me know. Do you think adding Ben Simmons and then the complete rebuild of this team, do you think that's a W or an L? Let me know. And if you like the channel, please give it a sub. I'll see you guys next time. If you want all the latest news of NBA 2K and also NBA in general, you should follow me on my Twitter account at PackHoopsYT. Not only that, I do giveaways all the time when it comes to VC, games, and also even consoles. So check it out, follow me, and see you there.